Conference will now be recorded.
What's this? Can I get rid of that?
That's going to be, you can, if you can't hear them, you're going to be able to.
The February 12th,
Oh.
2026 Happy
Okay.
Trails Community Association Board Meeting is now called to order. Can we please stand for the prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance?
Camera's right here.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for this wonderful place that we can live. This Happy Trails journey that we're all on. What a blessing it is. We ask that you would guide us, give us wisdom, and help us to make the right decisions for the business of Happy Trails and the association so that we can keep this a happy place and prepare for the future. We've got a lot of decisions to make in the short period of time this year, so guide us and direct us and help us to work as a team for everyone's best effort and everyone's best interest. And we ask this in Christ's name and for his sake. Amen.
Roll call. Jennifer Ellswick, Board President.
Present.
Cindy Evans, Vice President.
Present.
Cliff Giroux, Secretary. I see him up there. He is here.
Cliff?
Okay.
Present.
Thank you. Fred Rand, Treasurer.
Present.
John Chilcote,
Present.
Director. Chuck Garvey, Director.
Present.
Brad Midkiff, Director.
Present.
Thank you, all present. Homeowner statement period guidelines. Speaking time. Each homeowner may speak once per motion, no more than 2 minutes. Virtual attendance. If attending virtually, please keep your audio muted. To speak, raise your virtual hand, and when recognized, state your name and lot number, just as you would if attending in person. Purpose. During an open meeting, members have the right to comment on a pending motion prior to the board's vote. This is a time for comments and not a question and answer session or debate. Relevance. Comments should be focused on the motion currently under formal discussion. Conduct. Negative or personal remarks directed at fellow residents, association employees, or members of the board of directors will not be permitted. Thank you.
Do I have a motion to approve the minutes from the January 15th meeting?
You do. I make a motion that we approve the meetings from the January 15th, motion 2026, the Board of Directors meeting.
Is there a second?
I second.
Is there any discussion? Members, any discussion? Call for the vote. All in favor of approving the minutes, please signify by saying aye.
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 Thank you. Darlene, will you give us a financial update, please?
This is from October because we have not accepted the October financials as of yet. Operating at the end of October, October 31st was $802,001. Reserve, $3,937,377. Activities, $353,380. Clubs, $160,286. Asset improvement, $1,397,438. Reserve capital improvement, $1,029.
Do I have a motion to accept the financial report from October 31st? Fred,
I move to accept the October 31st financials.
do I have a second?
I second.
Directors, any questions? Darlene, I just have one question. What percentage are our reserves funded as of that date?
50%. So
Thank
we
you.
have improved a little bit.
Thank you. Any discussion? Any discussion from members? I'll call for the vote. All in favor of accepting the October 31st financial statement as read by Darlene, please signify by saying aye.
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 Okay. Chuck, please.
I, Chuck Garvey, move to approve the purchase of 16 umbrellas and stands for the north side of both the shuffleboard courts in the amount of $1,462.54. The shuffleboard club will pay $800 and the balance of $662.54 will be paid out of operating.
Do I have a second?
I second.
Thank you, Cliff and Fred. Directors, discussion?
I have a question on the stands. Reading the material here, that it is this stand that they're proposing is to be used with a patio table for support. I don't feel that the umbrellas staying there by themselves will work, and they suggest 75 to 100 pound spaces for that particular application.
Any other questions or comments from the directors?
Basically, we did change the requirement, the poundage of it. We went back and forth and it was reviewed and determined that the size of the stands itself to handle the weights were going to be acceptable, because most of the time they will be only up during the events that they're having at the operating thing. So they should be closed. The umbrellas should be closed at that time.
Okay, so just so I understand, it has been reviewed and the umbrellas will only be up while they're shuffleboarding, and when they're not, they will be closed.
Sure. Building grounds and maintenance reviewed the specifications at the time, so to make sure that we were all in compliance with the requirements and recommendations by the building grounds and maintenance at the time that we submitted, that the club committee submitted the application. We had it reviewed by building grounds and maintenance.
Thank you. Any other director questions? Are there any questions from the owners? Come on up.
I'm Grant Knutson, president of the Shuffleboard Club. And we submitted this with different bases. So if you want us to have a different base with wheels and all that kind of stuff, I think you will have to expect to pay a little bit more than the $1,400 that, because that's what we based it on, was the other.
Thank you.
Okay,
Appreciate it.
is that all?
I believe that's all because I believe Buildings and Grounds investigated and says that these bases that you submitted will suffice.
Okay, and I would like to know if we're approved, are we supposed to just go and purchase these now then, or are you
No,
going to
no,
purchase them and we pay the $800?
yes. Management will make the purchase and then you will submit a check to cover your portion of the purchase.
Okay, that's
Okay.
fine. Yep.
Those are the logistics. Anything else?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions from the members? I'm going to call for the vote. Since it is a monetary vote, Darlene, will you please do
I
a
got a
roll?
question.
Okay. Can you please state your name and your lot number?
Yes, it's Jerry Yakovlev, lot 1121. I wanted to know why the request was brought directly to the board and not through our club funding committee that is supposed to fund all the various things that our clubs need.
I can answer that. It did go through the club. The club went out and did their site visit and worked with the club, the Shuffleboard Club, to do it, and it did pass through the club reserve committee, and with the understanding we had also had it reviewed by Building Grounds and Maintenance. So the club reserve did approve this to present it to the board.
And it didn't have to come out of their $40,000 allotment?
In answer to that, when it went through the Club Reserve Fund Committee, it was determined that other than the club members use it, therefore everyone at Happy Trails or their guests would be able to use it, which is why the Club Reserve Fund Committee made the decision that it would be an operating expense, and that's why it's before the board, and the Shuffleboard Club is also picking up more than half of that expense.
So then are they going to put the ones they have now back at the pool? Or are the new ones going to the pool?
This is Shuffleboard. Thank you.
Yeah, but they took the pool's umbrellas. Never mind.
I'm sorry. I'm calling for the vote.
Okay, Cindy Evans,
Yes.
Cliff Giroux,
Yes.
Fred Rand,
Yes.
John Chilcote,
Yes.
Chuck Garvey,
Yes.
Brad Midkiff,
Yes.
Jennifer Ellswick.
Yes.
Unanimously passed. Thank you.
Okay, Cliff, you're next.
Which number are you on there?
Page 33.
Oh my gosh, here we go. Got it. Okay. I, Cliff Giroux, move to amend the December 24th, 2023 motion regarding irrigation to include the village.
Exclude. Do I have a second to the motion?
I second it.
John, I think you have some information to share on this.
Yes, if everyone would indulge me for about 3 or 4 minutes, I'm going to give you some background. Could we get the first chart up? So the Villa Ad Hoc Committee is asking that Section 2, the villas, be excluded from the irrigation mediation plan. So let me give you an analogy of what this is. Let's say that you subscribe to an app on your smartphone and agree to pay a monthly charge for the service. And the service is provided by an application provider. But after a while, the application stops working. And when you ask to get it fixed, they say no. Then you try to stop the subscription and you only find out that you can't stop it. So you wind up paying something for something that you're not getting. And that's kind of what sort of the way the Villa Ad Hoc Committee looks at this. Back in 1985, the association made a contract with the owners in lot section, in Section 2, the villas. It was called a special assessment. The terms and conditions of that contract are very simple. The association will maintain the landscaping on the owner's private lots, and the owners will reimburse the association for that expense. Simple. This was unique to the villas. In December of 2023, the association implemented an irrigation remediation plan, which stated that the association will stop irrigating all private property, including the villas. This plan, we feel, is in direct conflict with the terms and conditions of the 1985 special assessment, which the villa people are still paying. Following the implementation of this irrigation remediation plan, the owners of the villa asked, okay, what is this special assessment for? And how is the $47,616 that we pay or they pay annually being spent? There was no transparency, no line item in the budget. After months of research, the Finance Committee chairman and the members on the board of directors told the Villa Ad Hoc Committee that they could not find a reason for the special assessment, and it was up to the Villa owners to figure it out. So the Villa owners decided to ask that an official ad hoc committee be formed. In April 2025, the ad hoc committee was approved by the board, and one of their purposes was to find out what the assessment was for and how they could get transparency to where the money was being spent and what the alternatives for the owners were regarding this special assessment. Next chart, please. The Villa Ad Hoc Committee finally found the 1985 Declaration of Annexation, which clearly specified the terms and conditions of this special assessment. It became clear that by stopping the irrigation service and maintenance of the irrigation systems to the private property in Section 2, the villas, the association was in violation of terms and conditions of the special assessment. And in December of last year, the association's attorney confirmed that the 1985 special assessment contract is still in effect. So what the owners are asking through the Villa Ad Hoc Committee is that the association live up to the terms and conditions of the special assessment. Next chart. I want to give you a little bit of background on what the villa lots are, and because not very many people know. The standard 14 by, well, let me just go down to the center there. It says the standard villa lot area available for landscaping is 1,076 square feet. So there's quite a number of square feet that are available on a standard 2-bedroom lot for landscaping. Next chart, please. This is a Maricopa County map, and you can see lot 2183, 2182, and 2181 outlined there. The size of those lots are 60 by 32, and the size of the villa, standard villa, is 14 by 44. So there's a lot of area around the villa unit for landscaping. Next chart. This chart shows in the top left a standard lot with the villa in blue and shows you how much area would be normally available for landscaping. And then, but over time, there have been a number of changes made to some of the villas, Arizona room, just like everybody else. We like to play Bob the Builder. So we add on, and so the land is available for landscaping is diminishing in some areas, but everybody's got at least one plant that needs some irrigation. So the bottom line, in conclusion, is the Villa Ad Hoc Committee is asking that the association provide the services that the villa owners are paying for, which requires that they be excluded from the irrigation remediation plan. And if anybody has any questions afterwards, I'll be glad to try to answer them. Thank you for your time.
I have a question. So are we going to have a line item on our financial statements like we're doing with everything else that the villa's irrigation system
Yes,
is
we
going
are,
to be
Chuck.
separate?
Line item showing where the money's at and how much is there.
I have two questions. One, how do we meter the amount of water? Because it is split from the one up at, I'm sorry. How do we meter the water to the villas versus what we get for the rest of the watering? Number one. Number two is, are the villas going to be paying for the repairs to the lines when they break?
I do not know about the water metering. Bradley, do you know about the water metering?
Yeah, the irrigation is reclaimed water that we get metered through Jason. So all the irrigation is metered through one reclaimed meter.
So we can't.
Correct.
Are we going to estimate how much is going to the villas so they get the true cost?
If the board wants us to, we could try. I mean, I don't know how we're going to do it, given we only have 1 meter for the reclaimed water, but if that's the board decision, then.
And your second question, repairs would be covered as part of maintaining the irrigation system. Any other questions or comments from directors? Do I have any questions or comments from the owners? I believe we have a person online.
I do.
Please state your name and lot number, and you can go ahead and speak.
Yes, my name is Jerry Yakovlev, a lot 1121. When I purchased our home, we had the same commitment from Happy Trails that they would provide irrigation water down Buckthorn for the plants that were originally planted. With the sale of the house, they gave you plants. Long story, that irrigation system broke, went away. Dave the plumber can verify that. I had to spend $1,200 to take down a palm tree because it could no longer be watered. And I just feel that there's a lot of people who have had a direct impact because of the water shutoff, and that the villas get plenty of manpower, labor, blowing off all their patios and everything to more than make up for the loss of the irrigation water, just like everybody else.
The difference is that the villas have a contract from 1985,
So too do I.
and they pay a special assessment.
We pay
For
a
For
monthly.
landscaping, water is not considered landscaping, I was told, when I complained about you guys shutting off the water to my palm tree.
Thank you for your comments. Are there any others? This is a financial decision. Let's do a roll call.
Cindy Evans,
Yes.
Cliff Giroux,
Yes.
Fred Rand,
Yes.
John Chilcote,
Yes.
Chuck Garvey,
Yes.
Brad Midkiff,
Yes.
and Jennifer Ellswick.
Yes.
Why didn't the board members,
Motion passed unanimously. Thank you.
the board members didn't recuse themselves at
The floor is not open to the residents right now. Please mute her mic.
You're up, Fred.
I, Fred Rand, move to approve disbanding the investment subcommittee.
Do I have a second?
I second that motion.
Directors, questions?
I guess there was nothing written about why we're doing that at this point in time, so I guess I'm a little confused. And when I was at the finance committee, we didn't know that the disbanded, or they did not vote to disband, the committee did not vote to bring it to the board about the disbandment of the subcommittee.
I had discussion with the finance committee and the subcommittee. In fact, there were some people on the subcommittee said, why do we even have it? You guys have already got everything brought back, and you guys are managing the money well, therefore I don't think you need it. And that was somebody that is on the subcommittee. And then I spoke with the chair of the finance committee and other people, and based on what everybody told me, they couldn't see any reason for keeping it.
Directors, any other questions? Do I have any questions from the owners?
Bill Powell, lot 440. I'm going to urge you to vote no to this. Back when we had the miscues between the board and finance back a year or so ago, part of the corrective action we took place in getting our finances back in order was to add a resident subcommittee to do this. We wanted a narrowly focused group that only looked at our long-term investments, only kept their eye on that ball, were not involved with budget, day-to-day expenditures, and all the things like that. Within 1 week of announcing the subcommittee, we had 3 or 4 very qualified people put applications in that they wanted to be on this narrow committee and deal with this. We looked at all 4 of them, 3, 4 of them, whatever it was, I don't remember, and approved them all. There was a diversity of experience. There was diversity of opinion on some things, but it made a great subcommittee for that reason. So I think it's one of those things where we had a chance for the residents to add somebody to it, to a narrow focus, to keep their eye on one specific ball. In a personal experience for everybody, we all manage our day-to-day checkbooks, our day-to-day problems, our day-to-day purchases, but many of us employ a financial manager to watch our long-term goals, even though they don't change very often. And year in, year out, I tell my guy, it's looking good. I still pay him to monitor it for me. I suggest you vote no to do this, and you tell the committee to repopulate it. Thank you.
Do I have any other owner questions?
Thanks. I'm Lisa Day, 1317, and I'm on the investment committee as well as the finance committee. And I will speak to the fact that Angie, who's the chair of the finance committee, is in, or at least she was last we spoke, in agreement with making the subcommittee dissolve. And I was agreeing with her on that. Our reasoning for that is that prior to this committee, we had many of our funds out of compliance with our governing documents. All of our funds are now in compliance with our governing documents. Finance committee is staying within those parameters, and it's working. All the decisions right now for where our CDs and money markets are being invested is really only handled through Fred as treasurer and Banker Dave, as we call him, because we have a couple of Daves, so Banker Dave. So really the investment committee has met 3 or 4 times with nothing to really discuss. So I'm speaking in favor of this motion. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa.
Anyone else?
I believe we had one online. No.
Robert Ernest, 712-996. I just want to make a note, correct me if I'm wrong, do we still have 3 bonds out there? The bonds have been returned?
No.
Okay, just want to make sure. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Sandy Green, lot 1607. Isn't it true that the subcommittee that you want to disband, all of the members of that committee is also a part of our finance committee, so it's not as if someone's not going to be participating, correct? They'll still be a member on the other committee?
That is correct.
So they all get to be, okay, thanks.
Anything else? I'll call for the vote. All in favor of disbanding the investment subcommittee of the finance committee, please signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
I oppose.
Aye.
Motion passed 6-1.
Brad?
I, Brad Midkiff, move to approve amended DRC guidelines regarding commencement, extensions, and duration of projects.
I accept. Second it.
Directors, are there any questions?
I only have a couple of them. How, based on the information of this 60 days, how is our DRC person going to verify that the construction will be done? You know, at least check to make sure that within the 60-day period, the construction has started. Is there a report or something that will come out that indicate that they'll follow verify that the 60 days have been applied? You know, as that they're starting the construction. Might not say.
When we originally were doing this, Jack, we said there's going to be a follower on whatever agreements we do, and they're supposed to follow it from the beginning to the end and keep us informed of what's going on. So that's the only way it's going to work, you know.
I have a question that is probably a pretty easy one. Did the committee approve the changes?
Yes, it did.
One other quick question. Okay, no, that's all. Thank you. Are there any questions from the owners?
Donna Wisdom, 379. Can somebody please tell us what the changes are?
Basically, the changes are that, as it stands right now, our permits are, you can just continue to renew, and we've had some that have gone for a couple of years. So we're trying to be more like the city in this condition where we give the 190 days, 180 days, and then we'll extend it for another 60. Which gives you 270 months to get your project completed. There's no reason to continue on and on and on.
270 days, not months.
Sorry about that.
I think it just gives you more control to your program, whatever you're doing. That's the nice thing about it.
Any other? Donna, did that answer? Anything else?
We have an online
Yeah.
already.
Thank
If
you,
can-
Jerry Yak, 1121. Is that 60 days from when the contractor said he could start? Because we're putting in new windows and there's no way he gave me a 60-day start. He was 90 some days out. So is that 60-day count from when I get my permit or from when they say they can begin construction? How are you counting?
The proposed change is says lot improvements must be commenced within 60 days of DRC's approval, city approval, or approval that becomes voided. The exterior portion of the lot improvement must be completed within 180 days of approval. If unable to complete the exterior work within 180 days, one extension may be granted by DRC. And then it says B, any exterior projects extending beyond 270 days or 9 months may be required to obtain a new DRC permit plus a new city permit of city surprise if required.
Thank you, Chuck. Call for the vote to approve amending. Call for a vote to approve amending the DRC guidelines as just read by Chuck Garvey. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Cliff, I didn't hear you.
Aye.
I have a brief message to read. First of all, hi, everybody. Good afternoon. Thank you for attending in person and virtually. And I think that it is incumbent that I share some history with everyone here. Happy Trails has always interpreted the bylaws that an appointed director completed the term of the director they were appointed to replace. Including John Chilcote, there have been 8 board-appointed directors since 2016. In each case, during the posting of the position and in the interview, the candidate was told that they would be completing the term of the director they were replacing. This year, Jerry Yakovlev interpreted the bylaws wording differently and brought it to the attention of the board and management. The majority of the directors voted to put the bylaws change to the owners for a vote. Regrettably, the vote was voided because it did not reach quorum. John Chilcote chose to run for the board so that the precedents of history would be preserved and this one-off would not necessarily affect future appointed directors. When voting, please remember who stood up for Happy Trails. Thank you. Darlene?
Is that a campaign speech?
Just a statement.
The February 12th Happy Trails Community Association Board of Directors is now adjourned. Thank you all for coming.
I think it was very inappropriate to say it.